there's some interesting rumors coming out of Worlds of Fun regarding Timberwolf. Now, if you don't know, the park already announced that the ride will not be operating for the 2025 season, which left many of us kind of speculating. Hold up, wait a minute. Why is this wooden coaster that opened up in 1989 all of a sudden not operating? Usually that means a RMC conversion is on the way. So could it be true? Is World of Fun about to announce a brand new RMC conversion of Timberwolf? Now, if you don't know much about this ride, it was built by the Dent Corporation, and I actually really enjoyed it when I rode it back in 2022. Standing at a height of 100 feet, it features a drop of 95 feet, speeds of 53 miles an hour, and a total track length of 4,230 feet. So that tells me that this is a rather large ride for them to convert, which is great because the world could always use another 4,000 plus foot long hybrid coaster. This is Theme Park Brandon, and I really am intrigued by this because we all know the old Cedar Fair and RMC kind of had a big fallout, and Six Flags really hasn't worked with RMC in a couple years now. So any type of new rumor that comes around regarding RMC and a Six Flags park, Legacy, Cedar Fair, and Six Flags is always a thing that we should always be welcoming and happy to hear. But it might not be RMC. There's rumors out there that it could be GCI. We all know Great Coasters International has already stated that they can do a full-blown, or basically a hybrid conversion, the same thing RMC can do on these older wooden coasters. But what's kind of interesting to me is GCI has yet to pull that off yet. No park has hired them to do a full-blown conversion, and to me that's a little bit alarming because if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm wrong, but GCI has announced that they could do this like 4 or 5 years ago. So that product has been on the table for quite some time and no park has picked it up. I'm a little skeptical of that, to be honest with you here. But to break down this even further, what I find really humorous is, can you imagine if Timberwolf would get converted to an RMC hybrid, let's just say hybrid coaster for this matter, whether it's GCI or RMC, it's going to be an awesome coaster regardless. But can you imagine if Timberwolf got the hybrid conversion before Boston at Six Flags St. Louis? Like, that would piss so many people off in St. Louis, and I get it, like that would really suck, but they're both old wooden coasters that could really both benefit from this. But what I like about this is Worlds of Fun can finally have a very strong marketable attraction where they can say, hey, come out and experience Missouri's only hybrid coaster, or largest hybrid coaster if you consider Thunderation at Silver Dollar City a hybrid. That is exciting news for Worlds of Fun. If you don't know, Kansas City is a major metro. You're talking around 3 million people live within an hour away of Worlds of Fun. And this park has always kind of bothered me as far as how the old Cedar Fair ran this place, because it has a ton of property. It's actually a really nice park. I've always enjoyed my time at Worlds of Fun. You have Mamba, Patriot. I've not done Zambezi Zinger yet, but there's a lot of cool rides there that it makes the park it's a very charming park in my opinion. So I would love to see a heavily investment plan in it. Now, I'm not talking new rides every year or new coasters every 3 years, but we already know Zambezi Zinger opened up in 2024, and this could hopefully be opening up maybe 2026, most likely 2027 if this is true. Now, would Six Flags invest money in this park? That's the big question, because again, this park has always kind of felt like a redheaded stepchild of the chain, and it's unfortunate because, again, they have everything you need to make a park successful. I'm not a local to the area, so maybe I'm missing something, but on paper and visiting the park, I feel like there's so much more potential here than what they put into this place. But this has a chance, if this is converted, to be rather large. I mean, we're talking, let's say right now the current lift hill is 100 feet. What if they would add 30 to 40 feet on top of that? You're talking 140 foot tall hybrid coaster, and it already has over 4,000 feet of track. Maybe add obviously 3, maybe 4 inversions into that. This easily would be Worlds of Fun's best coaster, and quite possibly the best coaster in Missouri. To me, honestly, this is a no-brainer. As soon as they announced the ride's closing, I'm like, look, this has got to happen. There's so much room around this ride if they wanted to expand the footprint in any way. There's a lot of cool things that they could be doing with this ride itself. Now, I am leaning towards RMC if this does happen, and here is why. RMC's track record is already proven. Yes, they have some minor issues, but you know what? The product delivers. Whenever you go to a park, every single time, the RMC is going to have the longest line in the park. Now, normally that's not based on capacity. That's just based on popularity of this is the best ride here. And I really think that this could easily be the RMC over the GCI, mainly because of the issues Zambezi Zingers caused Worlds of Fun. If you don't know, that ride has a spiral lift hill. And while I don't know, I know Skyline Attractions worked on part of this ride, and it very well could have been the lift hill. But the lift hill is causing issues where they actually have to enclose the lift hill this year so that way they can run the ride more, apparently. It's a big cluster, and that makes me think maybe when the time does come to make a decision, would they choose RMC or GCI? Again, there's so many unknowns with the GCI aspect of this. I would be ecstatic if this really is a GCI, because I really want to see what they can do on a full-blown scale. But the RMC, again, can you imagine this ride with a barrel roll down drop, a stall, some wicked airtime hills, a tunnel? Like, we need more RMCs, and that's the truth. And I'm a huge RMC fan. This park already has a great top 3: Prowler, Mamba, and then Patriot. Then mix this in, but this park would definitely be elevated on my Six Flags ratings as far as where I would place this park, because I enjoy this park. Timberwolf, I enjoyed the ride, so I get why they're doing it, but I do not see them tearing down the ride. Because think about it like this: if they were planning on just tearing down this coaster, they would have already done it, or at least they would have made the announcement, hey, we're going to be removing the ride. They haven't done that. So there's something there that they're planning on doing. Now, could this be a retrack? I mean, it could, but here's the thing: I don't think it is, because they've already hired GCI to come in, 6-7 years ago, whatever it was, to reprofile parts of the ride. They got rid of the helix. So they already kind of band-aid this ride. The next step, logically, is just say, you know what, let's get some steel track on it, call it a day, and then you instantly have the most popular new ride in the park. And I think that's great for the future of Kansas City. They have the World Cup coming there soon as well. So I'm very, very, very ecstatic for this. I do think this is happening, again, maybe 2026, most likely 2027. So that's my thoughts. I'm very excited. And if you are planning a trip to Silver Dollar City, then you want to check out my Silver Dollar City attraction guide at the bottom of your screen. Trust me, this park is so worth it. It's 3 hours away from Worlds of Fun. With that being said, what's your thoughts on my predictions? Let me know in the comments, and what are your predictions? And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.